On them back roads where the alligators crawl in the swampland, we ain't worried about no law. You can find me in the woods with my dogs under pine trees in the land of the lost.
I've been drinking on this whiskey, got my head up in the clouds, and if this world keep fucking with me, I ain't never coming down. So fuck this mask and all this trash that y'all keep trying to spread around. Tip your glass or kiss my ass, but I ain't dealing with you clowns.
Bless them all, land of the lost. God bless them all, land of the lost. I was raised in the country, and I paid all my dues. I was made in the country, and I won't change just for you. The place I call my home is deep out in the woods. If you don't belong, you better keep about these woods. Like my trucks are loud and my car's real fast, and I love the sound of a shotgun blast. Come around acting all big and bad, then Mr. Postman, that's gonna be your ass. Now I pray to the Lord if trouble stays a hell away from us. But just in case one day it comes, I'm not afraid, I got 'em loaded up. It's in my blood, it's in my roots, I keep it real down to my boots. And they hate to see me winning, cause they say I'm born to lose. Might be true, but I ain't losing, I ain't making no excuses. In the land of the lost, you gotta keep it moving. On them back roads where the alligators crawl in the swampland, we ain't worried about no law. You can find me in the woods with my dogs under pine trees in the land of the lost.
I've been drinking on this whiskey, got my head up in the clouds, and if this world keep fucking with me, I ain't never coming down. So fuck this mask and all this trash that y'all keep trying to spread around. Tip your glass or kiss my ass, but I ain't dealing with you clowns.
Bless them all, land of the lost. God bless them all,
Come on.
land of the lost. New breed.
It was backwoods and fishing holes, wild hogs and tadpoles. It was bobcats and backhoes. We were haul ass on these back roads. A bunch of assholes and country hicks, outlaws and lunatics. They would chew tobacco, smoke cigarettes, and the breath smelled like old Milwaukee's best. Back then, no one even ever heard of meth, but nowadays everybody wanna flirt with death. You better hurry up the guy for the ones that's left. But between me and you, it's a hell of a mess. I mean, drive through the country, take a look around, y'all. You can smell the meth cooking like a fucking hound dog. And I put too many of my friends in the ground, or they locked in the pen and they ain't never coming out. Then the pills came and shit for real changed. Childhood just don't feel the same. Daddy strung out and we got bills to pay, so we caught a case and got locked away. Back in the day, it was different times. I guess I came up in the nick of time.
Good evening and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV tonight. It's the Cup Series turn here at Richmond, and I'm joined beside Bryce and BJ. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hello. Glad to be here.
Well, first on the track, he is your points leader, I believe. Is he still the points leader after last week?
Well, that is what I'm working on finding
Aaron
out.
Smith from Hollywood, South Carolina, in that 70 Roasted Jim's coffee machine. Out on the track, looking to make his first lap. Also on the track is Jonathan Cogswell in the 27. Doug Newbigin in the 7. Matt Grenier, Jason Bridges, Brian Terry, Brandon Zimmerman, and David Farmer on the track.
And confirmed Aaron Smith is, yes, still the points leader.
So you got Hollywood, South Carolina. He can tell everybody he lives in Hollywood, that's for sure.
And Aaron Smith.
Oh, go ahead.
So Aaron Smith follows up being the fastest in practice by pulling off a 22.1 here. I expect him to be really fast tonight.
Right now, sitting second is Farmer. And Doug Newbigin in third. On the track right now, Jason Bridges in that 34 machine from Houston.
While qualifying does continue here, there's 2 no qualities tonight, the 17 of Michael Sturgill and the 24 of Steve Tucker will not be qualifying tonight due to league rules. So,
what kind of rules are those?
I think one of them is
I put you on the spot.
put me on the spot here. I was told not to do this, so sorry, Jason. But
no, don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway,
okay.
Next on the track, it's Alex Huffman from Kentucky, that 4 machine.
Put me on the spot there. How dare you?
And he was going to be an honest reporter.
I was, man.
And look at Cedric Hunter going 4th quick in that 71 machine. Anyway, Alex Hunter coming out of, Hoffman coming out of turn number 4. Put down his first time lap. We'll see where he goes. He goes 4th quickest. Right now, 10 cars have qualified in out of 20 that have signed up tonight. Smith, Farmer, Newbigin, Huffman, Hunter, your top 5. Grenier, Cogswell, Zimmerman, Bridges, and Terry, your top 10. Coming on to the track, he won at Bristol on the dirt. It's Scott Fritz in that 1 machine.
Yeah, you got to think he's coming out with a lot of momentum here, a lot of headway. He had a lot of ups and downs in the race last week, caught up in several cautions, still was able to come back and take the win. That's got to be a bit of a confidence booster. Even though, Steve, he didn't sound all that excited about his win.
Nah. Nah. Is this normal?
Yeah. Must be nice. I get a win. I'm sitting here shaking like I just did that. I just got it.
He goes 11th quickest on the board. And also coming on to the track, car number 31 is Brandon Holder from Mammoth Springs, Arkansas. Brandon Holder in that 31 machine. BK paints on the side of that car. Also coming on to the track, fixing to take the green from Wake Forest. This is Mikey Neal Jr. in the 8 machine. Holder going into turn number 3 there. Coming out of turn number 4 down the straightaway. Holder goes 4th quick. Mikey Neal Jr. coming down the straightaway. Take his first time lap. Let's see where he qualifies in. 13th quick.
He's really going to have to pick it up here on his second lap, or he's going to have a massive uphill battle to fight through. We have seen drivers do it throughout the entire season, seen drivers start from the back and work their way forward, but that's still not a position you want to be in, especially at a track, as we heard last night from, I done forgot his name. I'm so bad with that.
Yeah, you're so bad starting a conversation, don't know where to end it. No.
Jeez.
We're throwing shots tonight.
With I believe it was Lancaster that said it last night, this track is very hard to pass on, so you do not want to be starting back at the back. So these drivers fighting for everything they've got to qualify better.
And getting on your point on that too is speaking to these drivers before before practice ended, they were saying too that it's going to be harder tonight to pass than it was when the Xfinity cars, because they're expecting the track to be really loose tonight and really hot and slick. So they expect a one groove track tonight, unfortunately. But we'll see how this goes.
Gabriel Ellison goes 13th quick in that 77 machine.
See here if he can improve on a second lap. He's got heat in the tires now. It's going to grip up for him as he rolls through turns number 3 and 4. Second lap is much faster. He'll go 5th quick.
So your top 5 look like this: Smith, Neal, Farmer, Newbegin, and Ellison. Your top 5 here with the Bluegrass Cup Series. You're watching live on Ultimate Dirt TV.
Coming out on track now is going to be the 12 machine of Frankie Barroso. You see him there on screen from Miami Shores, Florida. He's coming around to take the green flag now. Let's see what he can put down here on his first lap.
Coming out turn number 2, down that back straightaway into turn number 3. He's running that middle groove right there. He will exit off the bottom there, down the front straightaway. He will go 15th quick. He's from Miami Shores, Florida. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
I'm reading over points still.
You got loose coming out of turn 4 right there. Head first into the wall. Contact for him. It's like he will not improve on his initial lap right there. So he pulls in 15th quick with a 22.6. We got 4 left to qualify here. And we got about, looks like he advanced the session.
All right, Smith, Neal, Farmer, Newbegin, and Ellison, your top 5. Here is your starting lineup for the Rose's Gyms 200 lapper here at Richmond. And on the pole from Satellite Racing Team, car number 70, it's Aaron Smith. And to his outside, and the number 8, it's Mikey Neal Jr.
Luminescence. Took me a second too. Starting inside row number 2 in the 84, that's going to be David Farmer. To his outside in the 7, that's going to be Doug Newbigging.
Starting road number 3 on the inside, we got the 77 of Gabriel Ellison. On his outside from Glovebox Motorsports, we got Brandon Holder.
Road number 4. Road number 4 on the inside of car number 1 from Tyler Berry Motorsports. It's Scott Fritz. And to his outside Elite Motorsports, car number 4, it's Alex Huffman.
Inside row number 5 from category 5, it's going to be Cedric Hunter in the 71. To his outside from Team New England, the 15 of Matt Grenier.
Starting row 6, we got the 27 of Jonathan Cogswell on his outside. Starting 12th, we got Mo Abbott in the 48.
Roll it off. On your 7th row is Brandon Zimmerman in the Lucky Ducks, car number 20. To his outside, he's High Side Hustler Motorsports, car number 34 is Jason Bridges.
Inside row number 8 from Texas Family Racing, it's going to be the 12 machine of Frankie Barroso. To his outside of the 13, it is Brian Terry.
Starting 17th tonight, we got Michael Sturgill Jr. Starting driving the number 17 machine. And then starting 18th, we got Ryan Patty in the 30.
And rounding out your field of the final row tonight in row number 10, the Texas Family Racing, car number 24 is Steve Tucker. To his outside, the Matthew Beeman driving, car number 40, Landon Huffman. That's your starting lineup for the Roasted Gems Coffee 200 here at Richmond.
And as we wait for these cars to pull off, here we got 200 laps tonight. Sages are lap 40 and lap 80. They have five sets of tires tonight, and I expect the fuel ranges anywhere between 55 to 58 laps on fuel tonight. So they expect they'd be able to make both stages on fuel. They could probably be running out of tires before they run out of fuel tonight.
Baloney.
You know, Bryce, you got to give us this information on nights that you're not racing, so we have all that stuff. Because we're sitting here and we're like, yeah, looks like the fuel range is going to be right about this many laps because they just went that many before they pitted.
Well, you just got to come down to our channels and we would tell you, bud.
Baloney. We don't need tires. We don't need tires here.
Well, we got another
Yes,
lap.
you do. Yes, you do.
While we've got another lap going around here to pace, I'm going to go ahead and mention, looks as though the Bluegrass's own race control, Jason Collins, if you ever want to watch what it looks like from the race control seat, Jason Collins is alive on Twitch as well. The lights are out on the pace car.
That's $50 more added to the bill. Thank you.
Hey,
Advertisement charges.
I like to be nice.
You like spending his money. No, I'm just joking. Aaron Smith bringing us down to the green. Barney is waving it hard as they go down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Smith looking Neil Jeter to the outside. He gets a little, well, BJ, he got a little loose there a tad bit. But coming down the back straightaway, Aaron Smith is your race leader. Mikey Neal and Doug Newbegin, your top 3 here at Richmond as they come out turn number 4 to complete lap number 1. Give it to Aaron Smith.
Still leading the way, several car lengths ahead of Mikey Neal Jr. already setting the pace of the field. We got a battle going on for third there. Ooh, looks like Ellison back there in the 77 got a little loose off turn number 2. No harm, no foul. He's able to hold on to it. He's trying to run that high line. I think he watched the trucks and the Xfinity, and the outside line became the preferred line there in that race. And I've lost feed.
Well, coming down the back straightaway, Aaron Smith continues to lead. He's pulled out roundabout a 5-car length advantage over Mikey Neal. There's Doug Newbegin in that 3rd spot. Gabriel Ellison there. We're on his roof cam as he goes into turn number 1. Ellison running a little bit different line than your top 3. There's the 31 of Brandon Holder. He's running that middle groove. Allow Scott Fritz to look underneath, but Fritz just can't get it going there on the bottom. So Holder maintains that 6th position.
As you see the field here starting to get all spread out. And it's kind of hard to watch with your stream right here because it's starting to skip on us here, Steve.
Yeah, we're struggling.
Well, I can't help but Discord. So either you got to close out, come back.
It's like a scene B.
And we got Rex Scott Fritz around.
Oh, so I was talking about these cars are going to get extremely loose right here.
Alex Huffman taking credit for that already. Discord at the moment not being our friend. We see more drivers getting collected in that. They're able to continue on though.
There you see Huffman gets in the back of the wall and gets him around. The 71 Cedric Hunter involved. As your first caution of the night coming out.
Our NLRA instant replay.
All right. So Barney going to give that arm a wave again pretty soon.
These restarts are going to get hairier and hairier and hairier as the line or the race goes on here. They're going to get a lot slicker. They're going to get a lot more difficult for these drivers. So that's why these drivers are up here in the Cup Series. They are here for that.
So in that caution, we had the likes of the number 1 machine of Scott Fritz involved, the 4 car of Alex Huffman, and the 30 car of Ryan Patty. A few other cars got a little bit of contact from it. They were able to keep on going. Those three drivers took it pit side. Some of them are still pit side getting worked on the car, and it's going to mire them a couple of laps down. Sitting up front, though, our top 5 right now is still Aaron Smith, Mikey Neal Jr., Doug Newbigging, Gabriel Ellison, and David Farmer. Continues to remain the same there in the top 5, aside from Farmer moving back 2 positions. Newbigging and Ellison both picking up a position. Steve, not a good start for Scott Fritz coming off the win last week.
Definitely not, but you know what? He's still in the pits. But lights are going out. Scott Fritz looks like he is making it back on the track. In that 1 machine, there he is on the back straightaway. On this restart, going to be Aaron Smith on the inside, Mikey Neal to the outside. Then you got Doug Newbiggin and Gabriel Ellison on row number 2. Row number 3 will be David Farmer and Brandon Holder, Jonathan Cogswell and Matt Grenier. And row number 4. Row number 5, Bo Abbott and Jason Bridges. Well, here we fix to come back to the green. A pace car makes that hard left-hand turn. Barney, the iRacing flagman, is yanking that flag up and down, waving that green flag. We're back to racing.
What a great jump for Aaron Smith there. He's going to pull away by about 4 car lengths already down into turn number 1. Newbigging going to pull up in the second. Good restart for him. That's 2 spots to good for him to be able to do that. He's already trying to run down Aaron Smith. Sitting back there in third, though, is going to be Mikey Neal Jr. He was fast the first couple of laps prior to that caution. He's going to be trying to make a move around Doug Newbigging here momentarily.
Well, you know, Bryce, don't talk all at once. It's okay. Let's know what's going on, Bryce. Let us know.
Yeah, I'm just watching these drivers battle it out right now, and just right now I'm watching a lot of these drivers. Their rear ends are all jumpy, and getting all happy. So just pay attention to them. Make sure everyone's getting it through here right now. Mikey Neal is up to looks like almost a second gap on the 7 of the Newbigging, and then we got a battle for third right now between Mikey Neal Jr. and Gabriel Ellison, heading into turn number 1. It's like Gabriel Ellison. So, go ahead, BJ.
I was going to say, these 2 drivers battling it out for that 3rd position between Mikey Neal Jr. and Gabriel Ellison. These top drivers are not really able to pull away from the field. For the most part, the field has single filed out, but Ellison and Neal Jr. still running side by side, still fighting for that 3rd position. These stage points are going to be all important points here coming to the end, but right now it is still all the Aaron Smith show up there leading the way. He's looking to take yet another stage win, yet a 3rd victory here in the Bluegrass Series, wanting to absolutely own this series. Looking on screen now, Doug Newbigging, he is starting to pull away from Gabriel Ellison. Those 2 drivers behind him battling it out, allowing him to pull away by a couple car lengths now, as the field has now single filed out. Ellison winning that battle for 3rd.
I think what you're seeing right here between the battle of Gabriel Ellison and Mikey Neal Jr. is when you are on the inside right there or on the outside, you cannot run the outside. I feel like, especially in the Xfinity Series yesterday, the outside was just not worth it. You got freight train if you got stuck out there way too long. So my fear is tonight that's what's going to happen to these cars, because what I was informed at the beginning of this race, like I said earlier, is going to be a single groove track. So I'm really interested to see if they're able to make that top groove work, or if they're unfortunately going to get freight train. So look for that through this race.
Well, it has worked for them all week long in the trucks and the Xfinity. but the track could be very different this time around if we get a look at the track temperature to see what we're looking at here on this one. Last night it was 117 degrees. Tonight it's a little bit cooler, not by a lot, 97 degrees. The cars can handle completely different from what the Xfinity cars did. 97 degrees will be a little bit more grip from the rubber to the asphalt, but with the different handling of the cars and the way that these new Next Gen Cup cars like to handle, it really could become very tricky out there.
It could be. As we go through the field right now, your top 10 are Aaron Smith, Doug Newbig, Gabriel Ellison, Brandon Holder, Mikey Neal Jr., David Farmer, Matt Grenier, Mo Abbott. Michael Sturgill Jr. has moved up 8 positions from the start of this race. And we got in 10th place, we got 27 of Jonathan Cogswell.
Looking on board now with David Farmer in the 84. Not real sure where Steve went, but Steve back there behind him. There's a little bit of a battle going on for that 8th and 9th position back there behind him. That's between Mo Abbott in the 48 and Michael Sturgill Jr. in the 17. Mo Abbott on the outside, trying to get something to work here running that outside line, but not happening for him right there as Michael Sturgill Jr. is going to start to pull away from him.
Yeah, Jonathan Cogswell right there had a huge moment coming out turn number 2. His back didn't get all squirrely and happy, so he was able to catch that machine, get it back pointed straight. But man, that was a hell of a save.
Still running up front, though, it is the 70 machine of Aaron Smith. He has been the class of the field for the majority of the season, running up front all season long. He's already got 2 wins under his belt, and right now he is just walking the dog on this field. Doug Newbigging back there in that 2nd position. He is quite a ways back, nearly a 10th and a half behind. No, sorry, I was correct the first time. Nearly a 2.5 seconds behind Aaron Smith. Gabriel Ellison sticking right there with him. You see he's about 5 car lengths back in the 77 machine. Then you've got Brandon Holder in the 31, the Mike Neal Jr. rounding out the top 5. These drivers all staying nice and calm. We saw it last night in the Xfinity. They stayed calm. They stayed single file throughout the majority of the field. There's one of your drivers mired 11 spots back from the start of the race, Scott Fritz. Things not going his way right now. Coming off the momentum from last week at Bristol, just not falling into place for him tonight so far as he's driving around the track with damages right now.
As we saw last night with a bunch of our cars in the Xfinity Series, the damage on this track, even though it's a short track, it does affect how the cars handle. Little front end damage can make the car plow, make it get super tight, shoot up to the wall. Rear end damage can make it go really loose. You can loop it really quickly. So the goal tonight is to keep these cars clean. Like you guys say, clean car is a happy car. So keep this car clean, don't damage tonight, and Scott Fritz might be paying the price for that earlier.
Absolutely. We know one thing is for certain here. We saw it last night with Adam Lancaster. He had a lot of damages on that Xfinity car and was still able to bring it home in 2nd. The body damages are not going to matter quite as much. There's not a lot of air coming into effect, not a lot of draft coming into effect. So it's not as important here as what we've seen in previous tracks such as Atlanta, Daytona, Texas. But here at Richmond, any kind of little bit of wheel damages, stuff like that, is going to change the way the car handles. It's going to hurt the way that it wants to corner. And the one spot that it does matter, Bryce, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but if they get a little bit of damage to the fenders that allows the air to come to the tires, that causes the car to tighten up a lot quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. These cars, especially I know the Xfinity cars, are really prone. If you get any fender damage, it can be the right side fender and you can still get plowing tight. So they just need to keep these fenders clean tonight. Even if they get a little bit of nose damage, even though it's a 3/4 mile track, it can still have a significant amount of straight, and they can still hurt them getting up at the top speed. So as long as they keep their cars clean and keep those fenders on the vehicle, they should be just fine.
Also, no change right now in the top 5. The entire field, you see it there coming by the screen. Excellent speed shots here. These drivers have all single filed out. Everybody taking their time. Lap 32, 31 in the books. On lap 32 now. As we come by the line, we'll give them one more lap of speed shots as we come around. We're going to hit the crank it out of turn number 4.
As you look at Aaron Smith crossing the line, 33 laps in the books on lap number 34. Doing a great job here in that 70 machine. Look at Doug Newbegin. He has right about 15 car lengths to catch up to him there. Did a pretty good job holding his own on that second spot with Gabriel Allison in his hip pocket as they come out turn number 4.
As we were doing that crank it up segment there, I was watching on our broadcast here. They are starting to get really loose coming out of turn 2 and 4, so pay attention to that as the run gets going here. I've been watching probably 4 or 5 cars had to save their vehicles when on the backstretch.
There's
tires. Go ahead.
Brandon Holder in that 4th spot there. Farmer, Sturgill, Neal, Grenier, Hunter, and Abbott, your top 10. These drivers are all single filed out throughout the field. It's going to make a difference here. They're not balanced, so they'll be able to save a little bit of tires, won't they?
Yeah, they're not battling, but I mean, there's 4 laps to the stage here, so if I was them, I would just chill. Just keep your spots the way they are. Keep your cars. It's not worth this early in the race, especially a 200-lap race, to really try to bump the cars and to damage them. So keep it clean, especially if you're in the top 10. I wouldn't even try. I would just try to use a long race, take your stage points. You have no opportunity to get another 10 points or another round of stage points here coming up. So I would just keep it clean. I wouldn't push your issue here. Because you push your issue, accidents liable to happen.
Definitely, for sure, with the tire wear coming into heavy effect. Drivers all throughout the field. Bryce mentioned it earlier. Drivers getting loose coming off the corners. I'm seeing it more and more on my end looking back through the field. Starting to struggle. They're really starting to have a hard time with it. We got 1 lap to the stage. The white flag will be waving on the stage this time by as Aaron Smith hits the stripe. We watch a little bit further back. We might get a chance to see it here. I don't know. Everybody's going to play it nice this time. Nobody's going to push. They're going to play it safe. But the last lap of the stage, Aaron Smith still leading the way. Newbegin 2nd, Ellison 3rd, Farmer 4th, and Sturgill Jr. 5th. So we head down into turn number 3. A lap car for the first time coming into play here. But, and a little bit of a bobble there from Aaron Smith. Everybody managing to stay on the lead lap. Ryan Terry in the 13 right there. He did one more lap, he'd have been in trouble, but stage break definitely saving him there. So Aaron Smith coming home with the win here at stage number 1 at Richmond. I got a feeling the next stage is going to be a little bit more exciting.
Look at Barney yanking that yellow flag there, BJ.
Yeah, he's getting aggressive with it. Must be having a good day.
I mean, he might be going to the ER. That shoulder going to be hurting.
Nah, arthritis isn't a factor today. He's feeling good.
He's definitely getting his pay worth for sure.
All right, the drivers are coming down pit road. Aaron Smith leading the field down pit road. I mean, look at Barney. He's still waving that thing.
And want to make sure everybody got the message.
I'm telling you, the man's going to be in the ER with some shoulder problems.
But Aaron Smith coming home with the win here in stage number 1. He's going to get that all-important 10 points and 1 bonus playoff point for the stage win. And he's racking up them playoff points. It's going to be hard for him to hard for somebody to beat him. Holy cow, Doug Newbigging like a rocket off of pit stall. Can't help but wonder if that was a clean exit there. I'm going to look on my end, see if I can see here.
Well, BJ, what? You got to go downstairs and get something.
We're clear. Yeah, I do. We are. He is clear on that restart, though, while I look for...
I think Smith might have had an issue there because Doug Newbigging was 2/10 faster on his pit stop, and Gabriel Ellison was almost a full second faster. So I believe Aaron Smith might have had an issue right there on pit road. So I'm curious to see how that's going to... what his answer on that is.
Well, we will not be getting our stage winner for interview. He is not... He doesn't have his comms hooked up to the booth today, so...
Should be mandatory.
So can't flip a channel. Now, if it was mandatory, I'd be getting in all kind of trouble in other leagues. So don't go putting ideas.
Oh, there you see Barney resting. He's just holding it straight up now.
He's finished. His arm got tired.
All right, lights are out. Yeah, he had to rest that arm one lap because he's fixing to wave that green flag out turn number 4. Newbiggin bringing the field to the green out of 4.
Side by side, the entire field down the back straightaway. 20 cars, 10 rows. Let's get them back to roaring off turn number 4 for stage number 2. Doug Newbiggin gonna lead the way once they reach the restart zone. Pace cars off. You look for the blue markers. There it is. There's a big blue paint. Doug Newbigging on the loud pedal. Great start for Newbigging. And Aaron Smith is already under attack from Ellison in third.
Going to be really interesting to see how the high side is going to work on these cool tires here as the 70 of Aaron Smith takes the outside of 77 Gabriel Ellison as a battle going into turn number 3.
Smith having to move to the outside while Steve takes care of some stuff in the background. Smith having to go to the outside on that restart appears to have really hurt him this track. We talked about it earlier. It's going to be very difficult to pass. And right now you see it. Smith running in third behind Ellison. Newbigging now starting to pull away from the field. He's
got trouble on the backstretch, Steve. We got a car around on the backstretch. You might have saved it there, but we have a pink car. I forget who it was. I saw it on my third monitor. Oh, these are 24 of...
Tucker. Steve Tucker.
Yeah, Steve Tucker went around right there. I think he might have been able to save right there, but we are caution-free. We are still racing.
Green flag staying out. Doug Newbigging still leading the way. He's up to a 0.3 of a second lead over Ellison. Ellison sitting in third. Smith doing everything he can to catch him. And there we go. We got the feedback once again. Smith trying not catch him, but trying to get around him, looking for any opportunity he can get. Ellison just has to stay mistake-free right now. As difficult as it is to pass on this track, if Ellison can stay mistake-free, and Ellison's gonna take the high side this time, he's gonna open the door for Smith. Smith's gonna take it down to the inside of him. It's battle going on for second.
That's exactly
the line. Sorry, go ahead.
My bet on that.
Yeah,
that's exactly where Aaron Smith wants to be as he gives up the position again to the 77 Gabriel Ellison. But he wants to be on that inside line, force a 77 on the out, I'm going to take the high line groove. But unfortunately, it did not work out for him there as they battle again going into turn number 1.
These drivers still sticking nose to tail. See a little bit of a gap there down into 1. It almost looks like Aaron Smith might have pushed it too hard for a couple laps. They're trying to get around Ellison. Almost has to feel as though he's struggling right now with that car. Not even with Ellison quite as much as what he is with the car. Every time he seems to get a run on the inside, which is currently the preferred line, Ellison is able to take it back away while running the outside. It's not something we've seen all night long. Almost makes me wonder if Smith shouldn't try the outside if he wants to get that position back away from him.
Well, you know, I'm going to say this. You cannot follow the leader if you're going to make a move, right? So you got to try something different.
Very true.
That's very true.
If you look a little further back, there's Cedric Hunter in the 71. He's battling with Brandon Holder in the 31. Holder on the outside. That's a battle for 6th and 7th on the board as they head down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Now look at the 4. Machine of Huffman to the inside of Mo Abbott. That's a battle for 9th and 10th on the board. Then you have Jonathan Cogswell and the Grill and Jill. Car number 27. And then the 12 of Frankie Barroso. Ryan Patty in the 13th spot. Then you have Matt Grenier in 14th. Scott Fritz in 15th. Brandon Zimmerman 16th. Jason Bridges, Brian Terry, Steve Tucker, Landon Huffman rounding out your field. But up front, it's Doug Newbegin, your race leader, as Ellison in that second spot there. Coming down the back straightaway. He has right about a 5-car length advantage over Ellison. As we look at the lap times on the board, this past lap on 54, Newbegin was quicker than Ellison, and so was he on lap number 55.
Newbegin currently the fastest car on track. Smith has laid back, started taking it easy here as we're right about 24 laps to the end of the stage, about halfway through the stage here. These drivers going to be taking it nice and easy right now. Still quite a ways to go, but Doug Newbegin has had a strong car all night long. The guy who set the pace in the first stage, he's a sitting duck right now.
As you're right on board, watching David Farmer in the 84 machine, currently running in 4th.
You know, I'm still watching the lap times here. Aaron Smith is slowly starting to close that gap. He is still running about... never mind, I was looking at the wrong stat. My fault. But anyway, yeah, he's able to hang back here, save his equipment here. So I expect him to make a little bit more of a run here as the run continues.
David Farmer in the 84 you were watching there in the onboard, he is now starting to put pressure on Aaron Smith. I really think Aaron Smith burned him up looking for opportunities to try to get around Ellison as he continues to fall back in pace. Farmer showing a lot of speed right now, showing a really strong car as he's right up to the back bumper of Smith, just waiting for the mistake from Smith. But Smith has been so smooth all season long, not many mistakes out of him. Mikey Neal Jr., he started up there in 3rd. He's running right behind David Farmer, looking for the same scenario, looking for a mistake. Maybe a little bit of bump and run is something we could be looking forward to seeing from these drivers. It's currently looking about the only way to make a pass here.
Well, I mean, you look at Newbegin. I mean, he's out front in that clean air. He's doing a good job holding his own. Ellison in that second spot in the 77. I mean, you look at it, he's dead planted in the center between both those drivers. I mean, he got just as much space ahead of him as he does behind him.
Showing the same thing on the gap between them, right about a half a second. Matter of fact, in the entry of 1, it was exactly half a second from him to the lead driver, Newbegin, and a 3rd place driver of Smith. Right now, he is holding an identical pace to Newbegin, just staying nice and smooth, nice and calm. One thing I want to mention, we haven't really talked about him. Michael Sturgill Jr. back in 8th place. He is our biggest mover of the race so far. He's up 8 positions and made his way inside the top 10. 9 positions, made his way inside the top 10.
Well, definitely did a good job running in the 8th position, Michael Sturgill Jr. Then you have Mo Abbott in the 48 machine, currently running 9th, and Alex Huffman in 4th, in the 4, running 10th. 65 laps in the books, this time at the line. As they go into turn number 3, Look at Ellison now, starting to close the gap on your race leader, Doug Newbegin, as they complete lap number 65 on lap number 66 here at Richmond.
Just 15 laps to go here in the stage. Ellison definitely looks as though he's saved on his tires. Newbegin gets a little loose off of 2. That's going to allow Ellison to start closing that door a little bit more. Look at the run down into 3 that Ellison had. Closed the gap by 0.2 of a second just from turns 2 to turn 3. Great job by Ellison to close that gap on Newbegin when he got loose off of 2. Newbegin's got to be starting to feel the pressure. Just 14 laps to go here in the stage. He gets loose off of turn 2 again. Newbegin doing everything he can to hold on to that car and try to keep it ahead of Ellison right now.
That's exactly what Ellison wants to see. He wants to see the rear end of that 7 car get really loose, allow him to pull up there, but also don't let. This is also allowing the 70 of Aaron Smith to creep his way back up. He is now back up to almost a 4th, or almost, no, he's falling back now, but he was creeping up there a little bit. He got loose right there coming up turn number 2, but he is slowly working his way back up, and he's exactly where he wants to be when these two start battling, Steve.
Definitely. But their front 2, the gap's closed. Doing a good job, Ellison creeping in on the 7 machine. There's Aaron Smith. And then a little further back, David Farmer into 84. Oh, you look at Mikey Dale Jr. He got loose coming out turn number 2, entering the back straightaway.
He did get a little loose, but that, Steve, that was 2 laps in a row I've seen out of Aaron Smith. Smith actually was rubbing the wall down the back straightaway. The car washed up the track on him and just got into the wall, and he was grinding it down the back straightaway. Even on the front straightaway there, he got loose. He's pushing that car to its absolute limits right now. Good battle. We saw it on screen there for a moment between David Farmer and Brandon Holder. The battle was starting to heat up there. Holder was right up to the back bumper of Farmer. For a moment there, it looked like he was going to take a peek to the inside. We look back up front to the top 3 here. They're ever so slightly getting closer and closer to each other.
Look at Ellison there. Ellison, he's going to, he has to do something different if he wants to get around Doug Newbegin for the race lead as they complete lap number 71 in the books as they go into turn number 1. The field all single filed out throughout the racetrack. 20 cars timed in tonight, and right now 19 cars are on the track.
And Landon Huffman did not put a time down in qualifying and has not ran in the race, did not grid up. He's the one driver out of the race. Doug Newbegin continues to lead the way, though. He got a little loose off of turn 2 again. He's starting to fight that car drastically as we close in on the stage. Coming across the line will be 73 in the books, and just 6-7 laps to go to the end of the stage.
Yeah, it's like the 77, and Gabriel Ellison was about half a groove up on Doug Newbegin, trying to find a little bit of lateral grip right there. We saw Doug Newbegin get loose coming out turn number 2. It seems like they're trying to explore right now, trying to find where the grip's at on the track, and it doesn't look like they're finding any. So they're all back down single file on the bottom line as we see right here.
Doug Newbegin still out front since the beginning of the stage as he exits turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Look at the 70 of Aaron Smith. He flirted with that outside wall there, giving it some high side romance, as as Jerry Van Sickle would say.
High side romance.
High side romance. Yeah. I mean, when you're...
I like it.
You like it. I mean, when you're flirting with the outside wall and you make contact, I mean, hey, it's romance.
Yeah. It's, nah, I better not say what I'm thinking. But at any rate, Aaron Smith doing everything he can to get caught up to him, definitely showing that tire wear. Just 4 laps to go here on the stage. Let's see if he gets up there this time. That stays nice and smooth. Doug Newbegin still leading the way. Ellison just waiting for the mistake as lap traffic is coming into play. Just a few laps to go here in the stage. 3 to go to be exact. Lap car's going to stay high. That is the 13 of Brian Terry. He's going to stick it up there on the high side, show some respect to the drivers. That almost was bad, though, for Doug Newbigging. Newbigging loose on the inside. Ellison forced to check up. That's going to increase the lead for Newbigging.
As they come down the front straightaway. Brian Terry, that lap car. And look at Farmer using Terry as a pick to get around Aaron Smith. Now Smith looks to the inside as they go into turn number 3. Doug Newbigging run by a 5-car length advantage over Gabriel Ellison as they come to complete lap number 79 here at Richmond. You're watching live on Ultimate Dirt TV.
White flag waves on the stage. 1 to go to the end of the stage. Doug Newbigging, this is his stage to lose right now. And if he can get another good pit stop, this could be his race to lose, as he is just continuing to motor his way around this track off of turn number 4 and across the stripe. Caution flag will wave. That is the stage. Doug Newbigging wins stage number 2. Ellison second, Farmer third, and Smith struggled in that second stage. He finds himself back to 4th with Brandon Holder rounding out the top 5.
There's Barney shaking that thing, waving it hard. That caution flag getting these drivers to slow down as they catch up to the pace car, as the pace car will pick up Doug Newbigging out of turn number 2 there. BJ is smiling ear to ear. BJ, who's your pick to win tonight? Who's your pick to win tonight?
Who's my pick to win? Ellison, actually. He's been right there. He's been in. He's been within.
Striking distance?
Striking distance. That's the word I'm looking for. He's been within striking distance all race long. He's been within striking distance of the race leader for the majority of the season. Just could not capitalize. And he's doing it once again, as right now he's sitting second. We'll see who wins the race off pit road. There's your stage winner of the 7 machine of Doug Newbigging. So we wait for him to roll off of pit road, and there he goes. He does retain the lead. Another good stop for Newbigging.
As they come off of pit road, it's going to be Doug Newbigging, Gabriel Ellison, David Farmer, Aaron Smith, and Michael Sturgill Jr., your top 5 off of pit road.
So this, for the first 2 stages, it was an even amount. You had 40 laps between each stage, which means you can make it on fuel. So I did a little bit of math, some calculations. I don't know, my Midwest education right here might be popping out. But I did some math. They said they can run about.
All right.
We got our leader, winner of our stage right here, Doug Newbigging.
Hola. Yes. I have caught up with the stage winner, Doug. You had a great pit stop after stage 1 that gave you the lead. You led flag to flag for stage number 2. How's the car feeling out there tonight?
Feeling pretty good right now. Out of my team, it sounds like I kind of got the best tire wear as it stands, so I'm kind of digging that. I'm kind of liking the setup of this car. Feels like if you're in the lead, you just get maybe a little dirty air behind you, so it might help cars not be able to pass you. Gets a little loose on runs, but I mean, I'm liking it. The line I'm running, it feels like I'm saving up that right rear. Kind of burning up a little bit, I felt like last run. But I think definitely this run, I'm going to change my game plan up, save it a little bit more, and then hopefully be there for the finish. Same spot.
I'm going to be honest with you. You had a little bit of... you were looking a little loose there during that last stage. I'm a bit surprised you had the best tire wear.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just a line I'm running 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, or maybe the way I'm just getting off the gas or whatever. But I mean, I didn't check what our tires were this time. But I know last time I had the best of our group. So I mean, something. But yeah, I just had a couple moments there that once you still get them lit up and they get heated, then it just all goes downhill. So.
Well, thanks. Definitely playing in your favor so far. You're back up front. You have the lead for the restart. You're 1 to green, so I'm not going to keep you any longer.
Yep.
Good luck to you, and we'll let you get back down here with your team, Lucky Dogs. Or
Thank
Lucky
you very
Ducks.
much. Yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, hopefully be back up with you guys in victory lane.
Alrighty.
Well, Bryce, we know right now that BJ has something going on with dogs. Walking the dog, Lucky Dogs. I mean, he must be wanting a puppy. I don't know. But pace car is in. That green flag is waving. It's showtime. Doug Newby get a good start for him as he goes into turn number 1. The 84 Farmer looks to the inside and 77 of Ellison as they come out turn number 2. Give it to Ellison down the back straightaway. Michael Sturgill Jr. in a 17 machine currently to the inside to Smith. Give the 4th place to Sturgill as Smith falls back to that 5th position. And now look at Ryan. Ryan to the inside of Smith. You got to wonder, is something not right with that number 70 machine right now?
You know, he has been spending a little bit of extra time on pit road with these last 2 stops in the 30 machine. Dives clear to the inside. He's still sideways. He's going to slide up onto the track.
Save it,
Whoa.
Nice save. Beautiful save.
Nobody collected. Everybody gets around him. He saves the car. Green flag stays out. That's going to mire him clear back into 16th. He was on a good run in that number 30 machine. Steve, he started in 18th and was running up there.
Definitely was. You got to wonder, did he take any tires on the last pit stop?
By times, yes, he did take tires, but holy cow.
They are screaming hot right now. Take care of your tires, Ryan Paddock. Take care of your tires, son. You're going to need it.
As you look at Farmer in that 4th position, in the hip pocket of the 77 is Sturgill Jr., who's up 14 spots, currently running in 3rd. That's a nice looking car that Michael Sturgill Jr. has in the 17 machine as he's starting to track down the 77 of Ellison. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Look how smooth Doug is right now. And we're going to look at the driver inputs of Doug. Look at the steering wheel, how much he's turning it, and how much he's on and off the gas. And really, the steering wheel is not turning very much, and the gas and brakes kind of steady. So, I mean, that car is running really smooth right now.
Yeah, he's very, very minimal input into turn number 3, turn number 2, yeah, 1, I'll get there. And then turn number 1, that last time around, you see here, he's really not even turning that wheel anymore. He's just kind of letting the car roll itself down in there. Turn number 3 is the only place you really see any serious input. And we got a car getting loose back in the back. That's going to be David Farmer back there in 4th. That car washed out on him. He's able to hold on to it, save it, and keep on going. He retains his position. Doesn't lose very much time to the car in front of him, Michael Sturgill Jr. And speaking of which, Sturgill Jr., he's currently our biggest mover. He is up 14 positions. And yes, he did, in fact, take tires on the last pit stop.
Well, you look at the driver input of Gabriel Ellison there. It's a lot different from what you see from Doug. I mean, he's on and off the gas a lot there. The lines are a little bit higher, peaking a little bit higher. On that 77 machine, let's look at Michael Sturgill Jr.'s a lap with him. Let's see how his inputs are.
Turn number 3, once again, he has the most input there at that point. Staying fairly smooth, a little bit more work in the wheel down into turn number 1 than what we saw out of Newbigin, but his is actually smoother than Ellison's right now. Steve, I can't help but wonder if this doesn't have something to do, or a large amount to do, with actually the amount of tire work of Newbigin compared to Ellison behind him. We heard him talking about he had the best tires out of his team after stage 1, and right now he is staying extremely smooth in that wheel. That is going to help him with the tire wear to continue to be able to push further.
I mean, just look at the input on Doug Newbigin. Pretty remarkable there. He has that car all under control as it comes out turn number 4 to complete lap number 97. We're on lap number 98 of 200 here at Richmond.
It's like that thing's a slot car right now, man. It's just practically driving itself the way that it looks. That thing is dialed in, and he has got it figured out. So he just continues to lead this race by about 0.3 of a second over Gabriel Ellison. Ellison is managing to stick with him and stay right there. They've been 0.3 of a second apart for the last about 10 laps between those two drivers. Sturgill Jr. is trying to look to run down Ellison right now. Just not quite able to make it happen. Our points leader and the driver that started on pole, he's still currently sitting back there in 5th. He won stage 1, led that entire stage by quite a bit, but losing the battle off of pit road has really hurt that number 70 machine. As we take a look at his wheel input down there on the bottom right of your screen, he's not looking quite as smooth at the wheel right now as Newbigging is either, but he's also in that dirty air that's playing a big part on how these drivers are having to drive their cars.
Definitely, as he goes to turn 1, look at him in the middle groove there. Coming out the turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Brandon Holder all in his hip pocket there. As they go into turn number 3, exiting turn number 4. The 31, look at the front end sliding around coming out turn number 4 that time.
Yeah, he definitely sees one of the fastest guys in the league in front of him, and he is looking to try to get ahead of him. It always helps out to beat the points leader. You take a look on the right side of the screen. This is your pit stops, your pit strategies. Sturgill Jr. had 41 laps before he pitted, and then he ran that entire stage for 40 laps. Everybody else at 42. And right now they're currently on a 20-lap stint on the tires that they're on right now. So we're looking right around 40 laps. Of course, those were the stage breaks. And from the second stage to the end of the race, we took the green flag. I believe it was lap 85 that we took the green flag. So that's going to put us right about 115 laps. So really interested to see if these drivers are going to try to split it down the middle at about 67 to 70 laps, or whether or not they're going to try to keep it rolling right about where they're at and take 2 stops.
Well, we're on board with Ellison as he's coming down the back straightaway into turn number 3. He enters a little different than Doug Newbiggin. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway.
So one thing I'm noticing too when you're on board camera right here is he is gaining on the leader of Doug Newbigging on the straights, front and back straightaway, but Doug pulls away on entry of the corner. So that tells me that Doug is sending in a little bit harder than Gabe, but Gabriel's able to put the power down sooner and pull back up to Doug Newbigging. So they're not really pulling away from each other. They're just kind of playing what's the word I'm looking for here?
Yo-yo.
They're just playing a game with yo-yo with each other. There you go. Thank you.
Well, we got BJ looking for dogs, and you got Bryce playing with a yo-yo. As we're on lap number 108 of 200 here at Richmond. As you look, you see the whole field single filed out.
I'm curious to see what lap them come down pit road here, BJ, because I did my math here on the stage, and man, if I counted right, they can get around 55 to 58 laps of fuel here. So that puts them at lap 136 to come down and get fuel. That's if they run their fuel all the way out, which I think they might do here. But man, when you hear that, I mean, that puts throws a wrench in the game if your numbers come out.
Definitely does. Definitely sounds like it's going to be a 2 pit stop mark here, unless these drivers are really able to drastically save, because that puts them at 70. You said lap 130 what?
136. That's
136.
50 laps. That's 56 laps from the stage.
So that
Lap
puts
80.
us right at Yeah, my brain's not working for math right now. But
Well, I can tell you this: 89 laps to go here at Richmond. How about that? How about that math?
Yeah, we could do 90 laps to go.
Doug Newbegin been having company in this stage as Gabriel Ellison has been stalking him for several laps now. And you know, Ellison's going to have to do something different to get around Newbegin, or Doug's going to have to make a mistake. And right now, Doug is not look like he's going to make a mistake anytime soon. So Gabriel better start searching to find where his car works the best. As they come out turn number 4, we complete lap number 112.
And you say don't make a mistake, and what does the Doug Newbegin do? He gets loose coming out turn number 4. So I would just pocket that. There, Steve.
Well,
Steve, you got to curse the driver again.
You never know, my luck. But look at Aaron Smith. He's back up to 4th place. His Farmer's in 5th. That's a battle for 4th and 5th on the track right now. Smith led early, falling back after the first stage. And he's been around about the 5th and 4th spot ever since stage 1.
He's definitely struggling right now. He was fast during the first stage and just drugged the field, ran away from him. And now he's fighting that car. He's doing everything he can to get up there. This is definitely a good showing of what the dirty air does to these cars here at Richmond, as well as how difficult it is to pass. Because every time, if you remember on that last stage, every time he got a run on Ellison was able to close the door on him, get back in front of him, and keep the position away from him. It's just not an easy track to make passes on. Not a lot of banking to hold a lot of speed around the outside. Not quite flat enough to do a fully successful bump and run. And if you do, the way these cars like to wash out and spin out, a little bump and run, and you can find yourself restarting at the tail of the field.
Well, Doug Newbegin pulled away from Ellison as they come out of turn number 2 down this back straightaway. Into turn number 3, Doug right against that yellow line. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. And then look at Michael Sturgill Jr. currently running that 3rd spot in the hip pocket of Gabriel Ellison. As they come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Ellison a little wobbly there. Wobbly, wobbly, wobbly.
He's definitely starting to feel the pressure from Sturgill Jr. behind. Sturgill looking to his inside here down into turn number 1. He's got the run. He's got the preferred line right now. Ellison to his outside. He's going to be fighting it, but that outside line, it seems like every time we see somebody up there, they're getting loose. They're losing that ground. They're falling back. And this could be exactly what Smith, running back there in 4th, wants to see. He wants to see this battle, wants to see somebody on the outside, wants to see somebody fighting for that position, because that's going to open the door for him. Sturgill Jr. is able to take 2nd away from Ellison. Ellison gets back to the bottom of the track. He's back to the preferred line. Lap traffic coming into play. Here comes Smith. He's back up to the back bumper of Ellison now. He's going to be looking to try to make a move here in the next couple of laps.
79 laps to go, Bryce. 79. What do you do?
Man, 79 laps to go. We still have one more pit stop here, so I mean, I would at least try to save your car still. I mean, still a lot of race to run. You got 70 laps as a whole Truck Series race, so just keep your car clean here. You still have another pit stop. You still have a couple more sets of tires still in the bank. So just hold where you're at. I mean, if you have a run, take it. Just be where you're at. Be smart about it, but don't force your issue right now. It's still way too early to force an issue. But if you get a run, take it.
Michael Sturgill Jr. in that 2nd spot. Ellison back to 3rd. As they come out turn number 4, we complete lap number 122 of 200. It's Newbegin, Sturgill, Ellison, Smith, Neal, your top 5. Then you got Farmer, Holder, Hunter, Abbott, and Huffman, your top 10. Barroso, Fritz, Patty, Grenier, Egg, Cogswell, your top 15. You got Zimmerman, Bridges, Tucker, and Terry rounding out your field.
Rich right now trying to rebound from the mishap that happened earlier. He started in the 7th position. He currently sits in 12th. Got caught up in a caution earlier, fell way back, and he's worked his way back up into 12th position. So we take a look up at Newbigging and look at the lap times between Sturgill Jr. and Newbigging. Sturgill Jr. has been faster the last 4 laps by. The only lap that Newbigging was actually able to run faster than Sturgill was lap number 120. Sturgill's very quickly reeling him in, as that's nearly a full 10th quicker lap after lap. He's down to 0.3 of a second gap between Newbigging and Sturgill.
Wonder, the 77 used up his tires a little early. There is Mikey Neal Jr. Look at Aaron Smith under attack by the 8 machine of Neal there. Neal takes over 4th. Smith falls back to 5th.
Yeah, Smith still struggling here later in this race. Just hasn't had what he had in that first stage. Now that he's back here in the dirty air, you see on board with him now. He's staying smooth down the straightaways into the turn. He's got a lot of little corrections going through the wheel. Watch him on the front straightaway, see what he does here. So he's constantly back straight, back to left, back straight, back to the left. Now granted, yes, this is a curving front straightaway, but he's putting a lot of wear on those front tires by moving back and forth as much as he is. This is really going to hurt him. It's really not going to help him. You see there is he's actually continuing to fall back. Mikey Neal Jr. continues to pull away from the leader, Doug Newbigging, under attack. Michael Sturgill Jr. has a position at the line. Sturgill Jr. looking to take the lead and get it secured away from Newbigging. We do have a new race leader, Newbigging, on the outside line. Everybody's been struggling up there right now. Sturgill Jr. on the inside, still side by side, door to door, down into turn number 3.
Coming out of turn number 4. Let's see the Sturgill lead it at the line, or Newbigging with a run. Give it to Sturgill. But into turn number 1, Newbigging barely has it on the outside, exiting turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Now Sturgill inches away slowly into turn number 3. Newbigging continues to battle on the outside. He's doing pretty good hanging in there on the outside, but now Sturgill has him cleared. Sturgill goes to the high side, or the middle line right there on entrance to the bottom. He will exit turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, and you got to look at the lap times of Sturgill. He was quickest last lap.
He was, in fact, inside to outside lines. Definitely really close in times. You see there while they were battling, Newbigging was still able to pull a couple laps off, just thousandths of a second faster than Sturgill. But that outside line, so much more difficult to drive, so much harder to hold onto the car. Nobody's really been running it. And there, right there was the reason why, even though Newbigging was able to stick with him for so long, the mistake did eventually come. Sturgill Jr. now pulling away by quite a bit already. He's already up over half a second over Newbigging and just continuing to pull away here on lap 133.
Well, with this field single filed out all throughout the racetrack, you know, pit stops are coming. Bryce, when did you say your calculations say it should happen?
Lap 136. I expect drivers to start calling out their pit stops in the next couple laps. And then after that, I believe they're going to either go... There's one or two ways they can do it after these pit stops. They're about to go down right now. They can either do split the second stint in half and go 25 or... split the second stage in half. So, I mean, if they go another 80 laps... on whatever 56 laps on fuel here, they'll put them at lap 192 to come back down pit road. So I expect drivers to then play their own strategies and go, you know, come down at lap 70 or 170 something, come down 180 something, but try to short pit and try to undercut some of these leaders.
Well, you're looking at the pit strategy. They're on lap number 53 since the last pit stop. Your leaders are as they come across the back straightaway. Sturgill Jr. pulled away from Doug Newbegin. Elsa closing up on Doug Newbegin right there. That's battle for second. Then you look a little further back. Cedric Hunter. He passes Mikey Neal for that 5th position. Hunter had to... Was he involved in the earlier caution?
He did get a little bit of contact from it, but he was not actually involved in the caution, as in being a part of it. You got our first driver down at pit road. That's going to be Steve Tucker. But he just had a little brush from it. It didn't really hurt his car any. Didn't hurt him in position wise. He's able to continue on and keep running without any issues. You see right now, he's worked his way up into that 5th position. He's up 4 spots to the good. Story of the night, though, is going to be Michael Sturgill Jr. as he leads the way in the number 17 machine. He's up 16 spots. Battle going on, brewing for the 7 and the 77 teammates here from Lucky Duck Motorsports. These guys running nose to tail. Newbegin still with the earlier entry than Ellison. So Ellison loses a little bit of ground there, but coming off the corners, Ellison has the speed and regains that time. These two drivers right back to running the same lap times as more pit stops are underway. We got the number 1 of Scott Fritz, 34, Jason Bridges, and the 20 of Brandon Zimmerman down pit road.
Well, you look here, race leader coming out, turn number 4. 59 laps to go here at Richmond. Sturgill way out in front.
Caution's on the speedway, Steve. Caution's out on the speedway.
Caution.
4.
Take a look here at the 48 of Mo Abbott. It's like I believe that is the 12 car up in front of him. Looks like he just got up into the wall. Mo Abbott was heading towards pit road, and when he hit the banking change from the track to the apron, just lost it.
Is that a little early to hit pit road, or did you hit it right there?
You can come down that early. It's not recommended for more than one reason. It's not the fast line down pit road, but it's not necessarily the commitment line. The cone right there is that commitment line. So I think he tried to do the right thing, tried coming down early and slowing down, but I think he either had his brake bias too far back, and when he hit the brakes, it lifted the front end up and around you went, or that, like BJ said, that banking change hurt him.
So one thing that really hurt some of these drivers that had already came down pit road, that had already gone a lap, some of them even possibly 2 laps down from going down pit road under green flag, caution comes out. Those drivers are now going to be mired behind all those drivers that had not yet pitted, that are now able to pit, get their fuel, get their tires, get out on track. And one other thing that you keep in mind with drivers like Sturgill Jr., Newbegin, Ellison, Smith, these drivers are going to be looking, possibly even hoping for a few more cautions to try to stretch their fuel out, stretch their tires out, and try not to pit again. But that's going to take quite a few cautions to do it.
Well,
BJ, I just did my math calculations again. If they save a little bit of fuel here, they can make it to the end of the race from this pit stop.
Well, they just went 60 laps. So I would agree with you.
Yeah.
But if the problem is too is if they have 60 laps and then they go, I don't know how much longer they're planning on staying on the track before this caution flag came out. If we have a couple green white checkers, you're going to be pushing the envelope here. So even from what I have down from 58 laps, I went to the max that I was told what they can run. Obviously, they told me what was wrong, but it was okay. 58 laps or 60 laps from now is 204, 205. So if they can run that, perfect. If you run into a couple green white checkers, then we might have a problem, especially for the drivers who came down pit road before the caution came out. We'll have that issue. But as long as these drivers, we know Michael Sturgill Jr. can save fuel. I mean, that's how he won Auto Club. He literally came out to turn 4 and completely went dead and coasted across the finish line. So we know saving fuel can be achieved, but it's just a matter if they can do it or not on a short track.
As they cross the stripe this time, they complete lap 145 on lap 146. 55 laps to go to the end of the race from this point. When we go back green, as the lights are out this time, when we go back green, it'll be 54 laps to go to the end of the race. So they should be well within their pit window by that. Sturgill Jr. leading the way, the biggest mover of the race, sitting in the front row in that 17 machine. Pace car is off. 7, the 77, and the 17. The top 3 drivers right now. Sturgill Jr. off to a great start. And I just realized the entire top 5 is 7s. But Sturgill Jr. off to a great start. Once again, he's up to a 2-car length lead. Doug Newbigin on the outside. He's trying to fight back over Gabriel Ellison, take out second position, back away. Ellison has been fast all night long, just waiting on the mistake, waiting on the opportunity to get around his teammate, the 7 of Newbigin. These drivers, seems like 7's the number to have.
Well, you look right there, Cedric Hunter looking to the inside of Aaron Smith. It's a battle for 4th and 5th on the track. They're side by side down the back straightaway, along with Gabriel Ellison to the inside of Doug Newbigin. As they come out turn number 4, down the front straightaway, they are still side by side for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th straightaway. Doug Newbigin battling hard on the outside, inching away from the 77 of Ellison. Out turn number 4, Ellison will pull back inside of him. Good racing between Ellison, and you got to wonder, is right now the time to save tires, or do you save them a little later on, Bryce?
Man, it's almost to the point where you got 50 laps to go to the end of this race. It's almost go time. As you know, passing on this track is really hard to do. It's almost go time. You have to try to push your tires here. You know they can make it to the green flag minus green white checkers. So as long as they make calculated moves and calculated decisions, they should be fine to make the moves here. But as you saw in the beginning of that restart there, them battling 3 or 2 wide, 3 rows deep, that allowed Michael Sturgill to get up to almost a second gap. So now they got a lot of ground to make up, or Sturgill had to make a mistake.
A little contact there between Ellison and Newbigin. Newbigin falls back to 4th. Look at Hunter up to 3rd. As they head down the back straightaway, look at Ryan Patty. He's back up to 7th. He's up 11 spots to start the race.
As Shirley, he's had a up and down race all evening long, but he has done a very excellent job of rebounding. Come from almost dead last at one point to now being in 7th place, up 11 spots at the beginning of this race. He's in a very good run right now.
Sturgill out front, Ellison, Hunter, Newbigin, and Smith. They're top 5 right now. Then you got Mikey Neal Jr., Ryan Patty, David Farmer, Alex Huffman, and Matt Grenier. Your top 10. Jonathan Cogswell at 27 machines currently in 11th spot. Scott Fritz has made his way back up to 12th into 1 machine. He won last week at the dirt track at Bristol. As they're coming with 45 laps to go here at Richmond.
Just 45 to go, and these drivers have all single filed back out all throughout the field. Sturgill pulling out to over half a second lead, 0.6 of a second over Ellison. Cedric Hunter made his way up into third from that mistake from Newbigging a while ago. He's sitting pretty right now for a podium position, but he is under heavy pressure from Newbigging right now.
Newbigging trying to get back into podium position. Looking hard as he goes into turn number 1. Hunter in that 3rd position. But, you know, look at Smith. Smith is in that 5th position there. The car not looking too bad this run.
And that makes me wonder if he was testing out the waters if they're in dirty air to see how the car handled. But, man, he's running out of time quick. If he wants to get back up in the podium spot, he has to start making moves now.
Definitely. He is. Look at Mikey Neal Jr. in that 6th position. In that 8 machine, directly behind Aaron Smith. David Farmer is falling back to 8th. In the 84 machine. He was battling up front earlier in the race.
Yeah, he definitely was having a good run for himself. Got a couple of times that he got loose there. That last pit cycle seemed to have hurt him just a little bit there. Not really sure whether it was on his entry or his exit of the pits. He actually had a slightly faster pit stop than that of the leaders aside from Michael Sturgis Jr. Caution flag waves on the track. Not sure who it is. We take a look at our instant replay.
Oh, the 34. The 34 gets into the back. That's Jason Bridges. Gets into the back of the, I believe that's the 24 of Steve Tucker. Tucker heavy on the biters there not to get into that wall as he comes to a stop and turns 4.
That's the 2nd great save you've seen tonight, Steve.
It's very true. All right. Under caution. Gabriel Ellison making a fake, but look at Aaron Smith coming down pit road. What does he have to lose by doing that?
Track position.
But he's going to have fresher tires.
With the way passing is, it's going to be tough, but he just lost a bunch of spot on a track position race. So curious to see how this is going to work out for him.
It's definitely an interesting call as he pulls into his pit stop. It was sitting 7th when the caution flag waved. He's going to be sitting, I believe, 13th, right about 13th when he comes back out on track.
Well, I'm going to give some advice. You know what to do?
Drive.
What do you do, Steve? Oh, boy.
He's going to hold it wide open and go to the top. That's what we do at the dirt track, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's something you do on dirt, but it's not what you do on pavement.
I'll be throwing sparks off the right rear fender on that wall non-stop. If I got myself mired back like that. It usually gets my team yelling at me, though, because I've got couple of my team members, one in particular that's always in my ear whenever I've got bigger race going on. He does like to yell at me whenever I get mired back and start driving the crap out of that car trying to get up there. So maybe that's why I don't belong on asphalt.
So with this caution coming out here, it puts an interesting wrench in the situation here. If they were able to save a lot, which I'm assuming they all did, with being under caution, they should be able to make it at least one green flag checker now. So that's the plan here. But again, things could change. Another caution can come down and really set them good for the end of this race. So like I said earlier, it happened in the truck series. And cautions breed cautions. So we'll see how this goes. You know the drivers are going to be fighting these cars all night long. They're going to continue to be fighting them, especially now on cold tires or hot tires. This is the first restart we have that they ran at a substantial amount of laps. So we'll see if there's any tire spin here on the restart.
Well, Aaron Smith will roll off 10th, so he only has to pass 10 cars, or 9 cars for the lead.
That's not too bad.
No. And I believe he's listening to me right now. He's thinking in his head, we're going to the wall, we're going to hold it wide open, and we're going to the front.
Oh, man, I wish it'd be that simple there, Steve. It would be on like Daytona and Talladega, but not on a 3/4 mile short track. So.
All right, lights are out. We're going to double them back up. Michael Sturgill Jr., the field's in his hands as they exit turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway. Ellison will restart to his outside. Then you got row number 2, Cedric Hunter and Doug Newbigin. Then Mikey Neal Jr. and look at Ryan Patty up 12 spots in that 6th position. All right, that pace car looking to make that left-hand turn. Barney, he's looking him over. He's waving that green flag. We're back to racing at Richmond. As you look at Sturgill Jr. gets a good start there into turn number 1. Ellison in that 2nd spot. Newbigin on the outside as they exit turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Their top 6 single file out. There's Mikey Neal Jr. Let's look at Smith. Smith's on the outside, so he's listened to me a little bit, but maybe not by choice. Caution back out on the racetrack for the 4 machine. A little 3-wide action, a little side by side romance going on, and he kisses the outside wall. Tough break for Alex Huffman there.
Alex Huffman, wrong place, wrong time. Not sure who that was on his inside there. I'm thinking it's 31 of Brandon Holder.
I think that was Bridges, actually.
Bridges. Yes, that would be correct. 34 of Bridges. Involved in his 2nd caution in a row.
Listen to the whistle and the fiddle and the band.
Does sound, in fact, as though not only is Steve singing, but the caution will be ruled on the 34 of Jason Bridges. That is actually his 2nd in a row, if I'm not mistaken.
Barney gonna be shaking the no-no stick at him. As we're still under caution here at Richmond. On lap 169. Lights should be going out with 30 to go.
Look at all them Chevys in the field. Where's the Toyotas?
Leader Michael Sturgill Jr. dropped from the session due to an incoming packet loss.
Oh, no.
Leader
What
is
a
dropped due
ru-
connection issues. Oh, no.
What a run he was having and a shot to him. That is unfortunate.
So give the race lead to Gabriel Ellison. So Michael Sturgill Jr. having some problems at home.
Mechanical problems.
That's right. Mechanical home problems there.
Yeah. It
that's
sounded
tough.
completely different for a second. But really unfortunate. And, hey, that puts my pick up in the lead.
Man, my pick is not disconnected, so that sucks. But I was listening to Race Control there before the leader disconnected right there. It's like he was saying that the 34 of Jason Bridges is not at fault with that caution. So I don't remember who said who was at fault for that, but he did come over the radio and said 34 was not at fault. It was just a byproduct.
Well, you gotta think that means Barney did not get to wave that no-no stick. Hey, let me tell you, the truck race, we watched Barney. He threw that yellow at a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah. He was quick on it, especially last week at Bristol Dirt.
And you got to wonder, we're making some extra laps here around Richmond. You got to wonder what's happening right now. What's race control reviewing?
No, he's not on the radio right now, and there's nothing in the chat itself. So I'm curious to see what the delay has been. I haven't seen any. It might have been disconnect. It might have delayed because of Sturgill just connecting.
All right.
Trying to put everything back together.
But lights are going out, so Gabriel Ellison will bring the field back to the green. Barney has his eyes set on the field. He's going to be watching them. Not once, not twice, but quite a few more times.
Well, he's more strict than Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm. You got to wonder how his list is at the end of the season.
Whew. There's not a single Toyota in this field. I am heartbroken. But anyway, the lights are out on the pace car. Ellison leading the charge on the inside line. Pace car is off. They're in the restart zone. Ellison waits for Barney to throw the flag on this one. He's back on the loud pedal. Great start for Ellison.
Good start for Ellison. And Barney said, you know what? You don't want to start the race? I will. He waves that sucker as Ellison comes out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Pulling away from Cedric Hunter and Doug Newbegin. Doug currently has a second spot on the outside of Cedric. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. We complete lap number 173 of 200. As right now, it's getting pretty racy mid-pack right there. Ryan Patty up to 4th. He made a mistake earlier. Had to go all the way back to the back. Now he's up that 4th position. Aaron Smith, he made a pit stop. The caution before last. He's currently in that 7th position, not moving up very fast after getting a set of tires and some fuel.
He needs a couple more cautions for it to go his way. He's currently in the 7th position. He's slowly but surely working his way back up there, but he's running out of time very quickly.
Oh, Farmer gets in the back of Neal, and there goes the 70 in the back of Farmer.
And caution flag waves Aaron Smith. Yeah, but I bet his heart skipped a beat as he just snuck right through the middle of that. Take a look here at our instant replay. Farmer. See him peek into the inside of Neal Jr. there. It's just enough of a touch there. Neal Jr.'s going around.
And now he's behind the 8 ball.
Well,
he has an 8 ball on there. I mean, it was a great. I mean, gave me what I needed.
Nice job, Steve. Nice job, Steve. I followed that one. Good job.
And Steve gets dad joke of the week.
Yep.
Well, David Farmer is your new race leader, and Aaron Smith in second as Gabriel Ellison went down pit road. Now, you got to wonder, Aaron Smith moved up a little bit, but not much. Ellison will restart 10th. That's where Smith restarted in the last restart.
We just got David Farmer going on pit road as well, so that promotes the 70 of Aaron Smith the second in first place, Steve.
That's right. Into first.
Yeah, Smith the second into first.
Again. Oh, there, okay. I'm a little old. Took me a minute here to catch on. I mean, I need pictures like Mikey Neal had the 8 ball on his car. You know what I'm saying?
Yellow Banana is now in first.
There you go.
There you go. The Nana car. I like it.
Several drivers that went down pit road that were running up front now coming back on fresh tires behind these drivers that's pitted back on lap 161 and 162. However, these drivers such as Aaron Smith and Mo Abbott and Brandon Holder pitted on 161 and 162. They don't have that many green flag laps. Only, I say we had, 2 cautions with their pit stops. So they're looking at 17 laps. So right about 8 laps of green flag run on those tires, so not a lot of wear on those tires. They could be getting right towards the comfortable point right now, and there's not a lot of laps left for those guys that just took fresh tires this time to try to get back up there and run Smith down. He was fast and dominant during the first stage. He's up there. He's got clean air.
Well,
will anybody be able to catch him?
Well, look at Huffman, currently running 5th. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pit stops tonight. Terry has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everybody else on there has made 5 stops, except for Ellison. No, Ellison's made 5 now.
2, 3, 4.
No, because the yellow was starting to come past the green. Or,
You know, I'm noticing something interesting here. All the leaders so far tonight have chose the inside line. Aaron Smith, on the other hand, just chose the outside here on this restart. So
high,
curious
wide, and
to
handsome.
see.
He's taking my advice. Go to the high side, lay it on the floor.
Yeah.
Let's see if this
Just
works out
hang
for you,
it out
dude.
there. See, it works on asphalt too, because when the car starts to kick out because you got too much throttle, you just stick the right rear fender to the wall and it helps you stay straight and pull it off the corner. And green and flag is out. Smith off to a great jump for the lead once again. A little bit of a connection thing going there for Mo Abbott. He's back, no harm, no foul. Dylan into turn number 1. Mo Abbott closes the gap just a little bit through turns 1 and 2. Smith continues to lead the way. The top 2 single file out, starting to pull away from 3rd and 4th as they battle it out for that 3rd position.
Ellison went way high there. As he's in an 8th spot on the outside, looking Cedric Hunter to his inside. That's a battle for 7th, 8th on the board. 19 laps to go. Will it be enough time for Ellison to make it? Oh, Ellison going around!
Ellison, things just go from bad to worse as he takes the choice on the pit stop under that last caution, puts him back there to where he's got to fight forward. Now he goes around, puts wear on the tires, costs him more positions. Just an unfortunate turn of events. Looks like he might have come down a little bit on the 31 machine right there, or 30 machine.
There's it in slow motion. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of hard to tell if he came down or he's running his line. I mean, but both, because if you look at it.
I think that's more than just running it at real estate, honestly.
Yeah,
They both he was coming down and the 30 was coming up. So I think it was just they ran out of real estate with each other and it was just a racing incident in my opinion.
Actually, he's on his way up the track. If you look at the lines right there.
I think you're right. Looks like the 30 might have gotten tight and shot up the track and turned the 77 around. That's interesting. I think you're right there, BJ.
Definitely going to be interesting to see what the call is here. Because the 30 and Newbigging both were moving up the track rather quickly off the corner there. I feel like the 30 was expecting him to, I feel like Patty was expecting Ellison to go on up the track, but Ellison, I feel like, saw the opportunity to get past the 34. So he was trying to keep it down a little bit to try to make the move on a 34, and Patty just, you see right there, he really couldn't see the 34 on the outside there.
Well, tough luck for Gabriel Ellison.
I am sorry, Ellison. I will no longer pick anybody.
Race Control did come back and say that it was a racing incident. No harm, no foul. Or there is a little bit of harm, but no foul for anybody involved. So minus some hurt feelings, some hurt fenders. That's about it. Man, with these.
Go ahead.
So with these caution laps here, this allows the people who did not come down pit road earlier and get those 4 fresh tires and fuel to cool down their tires again and then get them warmed back up before the restart. So these cautions are actually letting these cars who didn't come pit able to save their tires and not save their positions for the fresh tires behind it, because the fresh tires aren't allowed to get their tires warmed up. These front runners have their tires warmed up, so these cautions are helping the drivers that have not came to pit road yet.
Well, 15 to go. When it crossed the line, it'd be 14. Let's see if the lights will go out on the pace car this time. They do. When they take the green flag, it'll be 13 laps to go here at Richmond. Don't forget, next week we're off technically, but me and BJ will be announcing some races.
We are?
Yeah. So you can't go far.
You guys have fun with that. I'll be shooting fireworks and getting drunk all weekend. So have fun.
All week?
Yeah, all week. Screw it. Why not?
Do you not work?
No, I'll work.
Ah.
I also have to work.
Ah.
I'm just kidding. I don't drink on weekdays.
Well, no one said you could be off either, BJ. Anyway, we're going back to green.
All right.
Don't you love your schedule for work the day of?
Well, no, I'm telling them in advance. Oh, second
Yo,
run
go!
around.
Oh, no, that's a bunch of cars right there.
Several cars involved off of turn number 2. So take a look at our instant replay. 3 wide into turn number 1. Cedric Hunter on the inside. Looks like he might have clipped that apron a little bit. Shoved him up the track into another car. And he goes around collecting the 8 car of Mikey Neal Jr. and the 15 of Matt Grenier.
I will tell you, BJB, with the Bluegrass, there'll be some racing involved next week.
So I don't know there's some money races planned.
Well, let's chat after this race.
Pavement,
I'm just now finding out about this.
If it's pavement, I'll be running it. I won't be here with you guys. You know what? You know, if it's a Daytona race coming up, I believe I'll get in the booth for that one because I want to broadcast a super speedway race. But if it's anything else besides that, I'll be racing.
What you're saying is we can swap positions. You'll pay my entry fee that week, and I can go and race it, and you'll be in the booth with Steve. And
what do I get in return?
Yeah, I'll probably join. Damn.
Well,
you want to split the winnings with me 50-50?
Splitting the money's assuming that I could do something.
I don't know. It's pavement. Is she ready for that?
I do some pavement work from time to time.
Let's see here. Trucks at Daytona on Tuesday. And dirt on Wednesday, BJ.
What are they racing on dirt on Wednesday? Is it Pro Late models?
Well, I don't know. This is dirt.
You know what? I might shake it up. EJ, if you do pavement, I'll run dirt.
That sounds like a deal. That sounds like something that has to happen now, BJ. It's $1,000 to win both races.
It's $1,000.
Maybe they're thinking of that. They're thinking maybe of doing 1,000. Who knows? I mean, only time can tell. But I'm just saying. Just think, if you win, and then Bryce wins on the dirt.
That's a pushing it there, bud. I'll try, but that's pushing.
Well, Bryce is who you know. Never mind. It's fixed, I think. I think it's fixed. So, I mean, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You
never race those cars, so I have to practice. I don't even think I even have the things bought, to be honest with you.
Well, it looks like you'll be buying one soon.
I'm only a D class on dirt, so.
Well, that don't matter. I mean, this is.
Hey, we've had rookies come in World of Thunder and win races.
I'll tell you what.
Power to them.
I'll tell you what. If they race it and it's dirt, I'll give you my paint scheme. You can run my house car. It won a dirt championship in 19...
Wait, repeat that? So if I win this, I get to go race a real car?
No.
Oh.
I said you can race my house car, like my, what, BJ, what's it called? My paint.
Okay.
My paint scheme. It
like
won
it.
a championship many moons ago, like 1908.
Aaron Smith, lights are out. Aaron Smith goes back to the outside, chooses the outside. We need to do some talking after this race.
All right.
Aaron Smith goes back to the outside for the restart. He tried it inside the last time. Apparently did not like it. He chooses the outside once again. Brandon Holder to his inside this time. Mo Abbott lined up behind him. Door-to-door pace car is off. Coming to the Geico restart zone. Smith on the loud pedal. Good start for Smith. Holder not so much as he is already under attack inside and outside. He's got the 30 car to his inside. The 31 car to his inside. No, it was 30. I was right the first time. The 48 car to his outside. Just like guess myself.
Aaron Smith pulled away from Holder. Patty in that third spot. As they go to turn number 1, look at Farmer.
What?
Really aggressive right there.
Not only was Farmer aggressive there, that was an aggressive block by the
right
30.
side
Contacts
romance.
made. That was an aggressive block by the 30 right there on the front stretch as well.
Oh, Farmer into the 48. More romance going on. Let me tell you, they're not only going to get a Christmas card, they might be getting a birthday cake in the face.
David Farmer says, I know I've got the car for a podium. Get out of my way. I am making it tonight. He takes that 4th spot away from Mo Abbott. Mo Abbott still continues to fight back on the outside, though. Farmer doing everything he can. He's got the spot secured. He's got the racing line. Now it's time for him to run down Ryan Patty. Patty's had his ups and downs. He's up 15 spots right now, sitting in 3rd and trying to hold on. Farmer is catching him quickly, though.
But here comes Alex Huffman again on the 4 machine, taking on the inside of the 48 of Mo Abbott, heading to turn number 3. Alex Huffman's on a rebound run from his early race spin with, I believe that was the 13 of Brian Terry. So that's he's on a really good rebound right now. He's fighting for the 4th and 5th position right now.
The 24 right there. That's Steve Tucker. Currently running in 7th, looking to the inside of the 48. Let me tell you, 200 laps is a long race. These drivers are getting tired. As we're coming to 2 to go for Aaron Smith. As he goes into turn number 1, he will exit turn number 2, heading down the back straightaway.
He needs to get it to that white flag. The white flag is no other flag will end the race except the caution or the checkered flag. So next flag will end the race, whether that's the caution flag or the green flag or the checkered flag. Excuse me. I'll get there eventually.
At least I'm not the only one getting mixed up. But Aaron Smith leading the way. He's got a 6/10 of a lead. This is his race to lose down into turn number 3. Aaron Smith off of turn number 4. He will win the Roasted Gems Coffee 200 here at Richmond, followed by Brandon Holder. Ryan Patty, your top 3. David Farmer and Alex Huffman, your top 5. What a race to the finish, especially for David Farmer, fighting his way forward there on the last few laps to take that spot. Your official results on screen. Aaron Smith for Satellite Racing Team. He comes home with his 3rd win of the season. Brandon Holder 2nd. Ryan Patty 3rd. David Farmer 4th. Alex Huffman in 5th. Mikey Neal Jr., Steve Tucker, Mo Abbott, Scott Fritz, and Gabriel Ellison, your top 10.
Cedric Hunter will come home 11th with Jonathan Cogswell in 12th. 13th be Jason Bridges in the high side Hustler Motorsports. Then you got Frankie Barroso in 14th. 15th, Matt Grenier. 16th, Brian Terry. 17th, Doug Newbig and Brandon Zimmerman. 18th, 19th, be Michael Sturgill Jr. and Landon Huffman. Rounding out your field, he was a DNS. He did not start. As we get ready for post-race interviews, I mean, let me tell you something. This race at the end, it would have blown your knickers off. I mean, Alex, you had to be holding on tight. Alex Bryce.
I was like, who are you talking to?
I thought about Alex, but it's a good thing.
If you were in the run, if you were fourth on back, the top three are pretty much all scattered out at that point. But if you're the fourth on back, I mean, you're a white knuckle and you didn't know what was going to happen to you. You were beating, banging off each other. You knew it was time to roll. So yeah, you came to the green with, I believe, 4 or 5 laps left. You knew it was time. People made their moves. A lot of feelings were hurt. And honestly, I'm all here for it. So that was an amazing race in fourth on back.
Well, let me tell you what's going to happen now. I'm going to run down there and catch up with your third place finisher. Ryan Patty, congratulations on picking up a podium finish tonight.
Thanks, buddy. That was a fun one.
Definitely it was. I mean, we saw you get up front, worked your way up front. You had a mistake happen, I believe, going into turn number 1. You had to go to the back, but you saved it. Had to go to the back. You stayed patient and calm, and you made it to third. So, I mean, tell us about your night.
Yeah, I was kicking myself for that. I worked so hard to get up into the almost top 5. I think I got up to about 6th, and on that restart, got a little overexcited, I guess, and spun the tires coming off at 2. Thankfully, I saved it. I thought I was going to wipe out the whole field, but I think everybody checked up in time and sent me to the back. And I mean, I really had a long run car tonight, so I was hoping the thing would go green all the way. Would have had a shot at getting up there into the top 5. But these late cautions, it's just something you always see at Richmond. So it's kind of what we get, and had some fun there at the end, able to pull off a podium.
Definitely. Go ahead and thank those fine sponsors making it all possible for you.
Yeah, I work over here at DeWalt, so they got to be on the car here, and really appreciate everyone that goes into putting this league together. I'm new here, so I'm not sure of all the sponsors, so I'll probably mess them up, but I appreciate you guys at Bluegrass for having me, and hopefully this will be a regular deal.
All right, coming home in third place is Ryan Patty. And BJ, you caught up with our third place finisher tonight. Our second place finisher.
Second place. Yeah. There we go. Caught up with our second place finisher, the 31 machine of Brandon Holder. Brandon, what a run you had to the finish there. 4 spots from where you started. Had a bit of an up and down run, but overall in the end you managed to bring it home in second.
Yeah, man, that was all Brent Keefe and Brad Neer. We took tires there with, I don't know, maybe 25 to go, and it was the right call because I was junk before that.
Well, it definitely worked into your favor. Got up there behind the driver, or started up there with the driver that led the way the entire first stage, struggled to get back up there, and then cautions and pit stops fell into his favor there. Starting on the inside of Aaron Smith, what was your mindset there trying to stick with him?
I knew I was racing for second. Aaron is, not only is he a great driver, he's a very clean driver. He's one of the best that you'll find on the service. So I was going to try to get to him. There's no way that I would have moved him or anything like that. I would have raced him fair. But we didn't get there.
Well, overall, a great race and an excellent finish. Go ahead and thank those sponsors, everybody who helps make it happen.
Yeah, I got to thank BK Paints for the car. Really sharp car that he puts out for me every week. Got to thank Brad Neer for crew chiefing and spotting and all that. Brent Keefe for doing the same. Glove Box, Bluegrass, y'all for putting on the broadcast. Baseball's over now, so I'll get some time to try to figure out this car and try to run up front some more. So I would look forward to that.
Well, congratulations again to you on your second place finish, and that is Mammoth Springs, Arkansas driver Brandon Holder and Bryce. I believe you caught up with the race winner.
Aaron Smith, this is Bryce up in the booth. How are you?
Doing pretty well.
Well, it's glad to hear. Well, you were, again, one of the most dominant cars out on the track tonight. So tell me, how did your car feel throughout the race?
Well, it felt pretty good at the beginning of the race. My Roasted Gems Coffee Camaro was pretty strong there up at the front, but once I got in that dirty air, I'm not sure if it was the dirty air or something that I was doing wrong there in about 5th or 6th, but it was just losing the back end all over the place. It felt completely different, but I figured that with all my teammates there up at the front, I figured that if I made the first move, I'd be able to get the most out of the last stage of the race. And fortunately, that worked out for me. And it's a shame that almost all of them had problems there coming to the end. It was unfortunate that we couldn't get that top 5. It was looking pretty promising after that second stage, but to be able to bring home the win regardless, it's pretty nice.
Well, that makes it 3 wins now in the Bluegrass iRacing Series or Cup Series. So, what about this car and what about this series is driving or best for you in your favor?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is about this car, but it seems to fit my driving style really well. I might have mentioned that before, but yeah, the car just it feels like it's glued to the track, even if you have a loose setup on it. For some reason, it just fits me really well. So hopefully that'll carry on for the rest of the season. Hopefully they don't update it and mess it up too much before the end. But we'll see where we go from here.
Well, you brought the yellow banana back into victory lane, ladies and gentlemen. Please, Aaron Smith, please thank your final sponsors for us.
All right, I'd like to thank the folks at Lucky Ducks Motorsports for their support, and the folks at Roasted Gems Coffee. Finally got them in victory lane. That was nice. And y'all broadcasting, all the folks at the Bluegrass iRacing Series for putting this show on. Looking forward to getting back at it next time at Gateway.
Yes, sir. Well, have a good rest of your night, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 70-year race winner of Aaron Smith and the yellow banana.
Well, one thing you forgot to ask him. He's been fast. You forgot to ask him, did he peel the banana?
I'll have to remember that next time.
Yeah, I mean, how is he fast? Is the peel on the banana or off the banana?
Oh, it's still yellow, so I'm going to say it's on, because usually isn't a banana white once you peel it?
Good point. It's a good point.
The banana's not white.
It's
But
almost
Steve-
white once you peel it.
But Steve, we got some information about next week if you want to hear about it.
No, I don't right now. I'm talking about a damn banana. No, go ahead, Bryce. Go ahead.
All right, as you said earlier, guys, the Bluegrass iRacing Series, the league side is off next week due to the 4th of July holiday. So we have some money races out there for you guys to participate in. You got the Tuesday night. You got the trucks at Daytona. That is a $1,000 win. I believe that's $25 entry fee. Could be wrong on that, but I believe it's $25 entry fee, and it's a fixed setup. And then Wednesday, or whenever that, I believe it said Wednesday, the Pro Late Models Dirt are going to be at I-55 Speedway, and then again 1,000. Do what?
I'm flying. I'm just messing with you.
It's again another $1,000 win race, and if you can go 2 for 2, it's a $250 bonus on top. So, guys, make sure you guys hop in with us. Enjoy a great way to spend the holiday, and we'll hope to see you guys there.
All right, so this is what's going to happen next week. BJ is going to race the trucks at Daytona. Bryce is going to be racing I-55. They committed to this live on air. So, this is what will happen next week.
I didn't hear a full commitment to from either one of us.
I did forget to mention that the Pro Late Models are going to be an open setup.
Well,
So-
I got you.
Are they?
I got you.
Yes.
You know why I
You
got
got
you? I got you. I got you. You know, it's called Steven.
DRS.
Steven has friends. I'll be lifting some boxes over, like looking down. I mean, I got a setup from 1910 I can give you.
Yeah.
It was pretty fast back then.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I mean, let me tell you, when you
Those
saw
hand crank engines, I bet.
well, no, it was like Fred Flintstone with your feet. You just gotta keep on trucking, pushing those puppies.
Right.
And don't forget, tomorrow night, I believe it's 1,000 to win with the Bluegrass Pro Late Models. You don't want to miss it live on Ultimate Dirt TV. It's going to start 30 minutes earlier tomorrow night at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. Don't want to miss it. Will Dylan Yeager go back to back? Or will Dylan Hauser pick up his second money win with the Bluegrass? Only time to tell, something you don't want to miss. But that's all for tonight's show. We went through a lot. We were drivers holding on to the knickers, not to spin out at the end. We got really racy. We talked about Barney. waving that yellow flag. I'm sure or green flag. I'm sure he's rushing to the infield care center. That arm got hurt after tonight's race. BJ wanting a puppy dog. Bryce, when you gonna buy that track?
When BJ and I talk about actually committing to this.
Well, you did all live on air. Everybody heard you. So don't be a pansy. Go buy it now and start practicing.
Fine.
All right.
I might just the F it. Actually, no, I can't. I have a league race tomorrow. Never mind.
Well, I mean, if it's anything like how you've been running here, I mean, it's okay to miss it.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, I got top 10, so my streak's broke, so we're good.
Well, that's not a win.
It doesn't have to be a win.
All right. We're going to close out tonight. We're going to say thank you. God bless. Be safe. Take care of one another. Until tomorrow night. Good night, everyone.